Hey guys, Oblivion here, coming at you with a general discussion on side decking for the September 2013 format. Since it's the very first day of the new format, why not have a side decking discussion for it? Now, these are like to be honest, I did this in like less than 5 minutes because I didn't really put that much thought into it. But I just put some very basic side decking choices that general decks could use, like any deck could use, like hand traps, spoiler trap, stuff that any deck could use. I really like it. I would usually take it from this, like from my side decking. Um, I mean, I know I'm missing out a lot of stuff that could be used for like sides against like maybe Black Wings or Agents or yada yada yada. But like I said, this is our very basic. These are probably cards that you guys probably like won't see. And I'm gonna go through every single one of the cards. I'm gonna be explaining why it's good this format and what decks it's good against, and then you guys can determine what if it's good, and then leave it in the comment section below what you think would be a great side deck choice and why. Like I want to why. So without further ado, let's just get to deck profile discussion. Now, very first card, and I think it's one of the most important cards this format, DD Crow. Now, DD Crow comes in common, so there's no excuse for anyone like not to get DD Crow. DD Crow is an amazing card. During either player's turn, you can discard this card from your hand to the graveyard, target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish that target. So, this card could be used for literally almost anything. It could be used against Black Wings for their Bayous. Bayou, banish it. They usually run one or two Bayous and banish it, and then they can't synchro from the grave. It's good against dragons, dragon rulers, dragon plants, or whatever. Banish their Gandhi, banish Spore. They can't do anything. They can't go into formula. I believe they can't go into formula. Do it against let's see, anything else? Dark Worlds also, Mermails, and it's just so many. Like I believe that this card is going to be seeing some play this format because it's a really good card. I mean, there's a lot of decks that are reliant, Call the Haunted, your opponent sets the target, and you banish that target, their Call the Haunted becomes dead, and they like wasted a card, plus that card stays on the field. So, pretty cool. For the next hand trap, Droll and Lockbird. I believe that this card is still an amazing card. It was almost like the all-star, in my opinion, of the March 2013 ban list because of the prophecies and because of the dragon rulers and all that. But Droll and Lockbird is just an amazing card. And especially now that heroes have like most of their searches, Black Wings have their searches, and oh my god, Black Wings, I don't even want to get into that. Dark Worlds even have searches and all that type of stuff. Mermails have their, their searches. So if you guys don't know what Droll and Lockbird does, is if your opponent adds cards from their deck to their hand, except during draw phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. For the rest of this turn, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand. Drawing cards is also considered as adding cards to the hand. That's why this card's good. It's a really good card. It is a little bit expensive for being a side deck card, but it's a really great card. Now this, like I said, this is like a discussion, so like no Maxine, no Veiler, even though those are really good side deck cards as well. Just I wanted it to be a little bit different, like not to have like the common sense of, Now this is a personal thing for me. It's a light Reverse Buster. It's a light level 4. It's a fiend. Now, before you guys say anything, let me talk about why this card I feel is going to be good. Ghost Strix, there's going to be like Ghost Strix players. Ghost Strix, if you guys don't know, focus on setting cards to get their effects. So they set a lot of cards. They can't normal summon, they set. So let me read you guys why Reverse Buster is so good. This card can only attack face down defense position monsters, which is meh. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap until the end phase. So it protects itself. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a face-down defense position monster, you can destroy that monster immediately with this card's effect without flipping it face up or applying damage calculation. And that's why it's good. To be honest, if I look at the meta, I mean the meta hasn't even been defined, but YCS Toronto, I saw the list, and it's like one Fire Fist, like there was like 70 Blackwing players, I think. I don't really remember, but I believe Reverse Buster is good for only the Ghost Trick matchup. This is just a personal, like, I wanted to show you guys this card in general, because I mean Ghost Tricks are going to be a pretty fun deck to use, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to use them, and those people creativity out there, not saying that the TCG doesn't have creativity, but there's a couple of people out there that are going to find a way to just make Ghost Tricks amazing, and I feel like Reverse Buster is going to be a card that's going to be sided against them. My next hand trap, I should actually leave this for last because it wasn't really a hand trap, it was more of a monster. But for the next hand trap, it's an 8-year-old card, Netko Main King. It's level 1 Earth Beast. During your opponent's turn, when this card is sent to the graveyard by effect of your opponent's spell, trap, or monster card, your opponent ends the turn. This is more of a personal preference. I wanted to get this out for you guys. I mean, it's a really good card. I mean, I don't really know. It says when it's sent to the graveyard, so I'm assuming from anywhere. So like by Darkrai, I'm sorry, not by Darkrai, I'm sorry, Dark World dealings and stuff like that. When your opponent Icarus attacks, because usually if you set this card face down and you're flanking a Blackwing player and the Icarus attack it, because they're probably gonna be like, oh look, it's a set card. You probably want me to attack into it because it's a flip effect and yada yada yada. You're probably gonna get the effect, and if they do that, it's the end of their turn. And Icarus attack is the only card that they have. It's the only card that they have. So Netko Main King, it's not the best side deck, and plus it works against Fire Fist when Bear just decides to like pop with 10 keys and stuff like that. It works against that. You know, they can't do anything. Or when Mermails go into the Atlantean, I believe Marksman is the one that pops set cards. Like I said, this is kind of situational, but I believe it's still a really good card. Pretty cool. And now for my favorite hand trap, Flying Sea. This card is amazing. I remember when this card came out, I was just like shitting bricks because I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be the next Maxi. And this is a common, guys, so like, all of you guys should have a playset of it. When your opponent normal summons or special summons, what I love there is that it says normal summon. If it was special summon, then I probably wouldn't have even like thought about it, but it says normal summon. So normal summon is a very key part of it. So you can special this card from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in face-up defense position. The controller of this card can act XYZ, and this is a continuous effect until they get it off the board, or until you get it off the board. It's pretty awesome against like Evil Swarms and stuff like that. I believe that this is a lot better than XYZ Encore, which we'll be going over. Flying Sea is an amazing card against Dragon Plants, just because they still go into Draco Sacks, they still go into all that. They also against Mermails, because Mermails usually go, you know, they more than likely just OTK with regular monsters, but they do have access to Big Eyes, to Megalos, and all that type of stuff. Flying Sea is just an amazing card. Especially, it's amazing against Evil Swarms. Oh my god. You have no idea how many times they've like normal summoned Castor, and then they normal summoned Heliotrope by special summon Maxi. Can't do anything, and more than likely, those two cards are gonna die next turn. Yeah. So, Flying Sea is an amazing card. For the spells, I really couldn't think of any like spells that weren't like common sense. You know, Twister and MST are pretty common sense. So I just decided to put the XYZ Encore. It's basically a Flying Sea, except I prefer Flying Sea a lot more. This card is, in my opinion, a little bit overhyped. Don't really think it's worth the $9, but whatever. Target one face-up XYZ monster your opponent controls that has XYZ materials. Detach all XYZ materials from it. If you do, return it to the extra deck. Then, if there is a monster card in the graveyard among those detached XYZ materials, special summon as many, which is the thing I don't like, as many monsters of those monsters as possible from the graveyard to your opponent's side of the field in face-up defense position. Then their levels are reduced by 1 on the field, and the effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. It's good against heroes. it really is. It's good against Evil Swarms as well, because Evil Swarms I believe they don't really play any rank 3s. Other than that, is it good against anything else? I mean, it's also good against Fire Fist, because the Fire Fist does have the Tiger Kings, and Boojins. Boojins are really good this format, and because they're just like main control, so it's good against those decks in my opinion. Boojins, Evil Swarms, Fire Fists, all that type of stuff, because like I said, they don't run any rank 3s, and they mostly focus on XYZ. Except heroes usually focus on XYZ slash Miracle Fusion. So I don't know, but Evil Swarms and Fire Fist and Boojins are really good against. I mean, XYZ Encore is really good against those 3 decks, because they XYZ a lot, and they don't run any rank 3s. And then next turn, you know, it says face-up defense position, and most of their monsters' defense are pretty low, so you could beat over them. Yeah. Another card that's amazing, Deck Lockdown. This card saw like I remember profiling this card. It was like a $1 card, and now it's like a $5 card. I believe it's a rare. It's shown its true colors last format. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. Monsters cannot be special summoned from the main deck. Destroy this card after the second standby phase after activation. So it's a pretty decent card. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It stops Dragon Rulers, Dragon Plants. It stops, let's see, what does it stop? Evil Swarms if they run the Rabbit, you know, all that type of stuff. I would say 3-axis, but that deck is non-existent now because of Spirit, I believe, went down to 1. And yeah, it's really, you know, Deck Lockdown is good against also rogue decks. Rogue decks are really prevalent. I'm pretty sure are going to be really prevalent. So Black Wings against Ashura, and you could combo it with against Whirlwind. Yeah, you can't do anything. And for the traps, one Royal Decree. I know that this is pretty common sense, but I don't believe that people, I don't think that people exactly know how good Decree is this format. I play Frogs, so Decree for me is a no-show for me. But Royal Decree is still an amazing card. It's going to be a heavy back row format. It is. It stops their Icarus attacks for Black Wings. It stops the Horn of the Phantom Beast for Brujins and Fire Fist. It stops anything. What is it? Mirror Force, Deep Prison, all that type of stuff. It stops that. Royal Decree is an amazing card. It's good against almost anything in my opinion, except Dragon Rulers, Dragon Plants, because I don't think they play any back row. Yeah, I believe that's really about it. Another side deck card, Vanity's Emptiness. Now this card is very expensive for being a common. It's like so stupid. I didn't want to list this card, but I believe that this card has won its spot in it. Again, this like got its true colors last format when Rulers and Prophecies were like rampant. Neither player can special summon monster. Destroy this card when a card is sent from your deck or field to your graveyard. So more than likely you're going to use this offensively, and what I mean by that is you're gonna go turn 1 or your turn. You're gonna go hand, special summon as much monsters as you can. Opponent's turn, normal summon Castor, normal summon Heliotrope, lift Vanity's Emptiness. They can't do anything. Yeah, like that. You know, plants, if they have the blaster, then they got it out. If they don't, then yeah, they have to go by that. And if you're running darks like Infernities or whatever, or Gravekeepers, you could keep this safe, the Vanity's Emptiness, with, you know, Key Beetle lock, which I really hate. I believe it's a stupid lock, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna cause Key Beetle to get banned, I think. But whatever. One Overworked, again, it's good for those Bujins, Fire Fist, a lot of Beast Warrior, you know, decks like what is this? Wind Ups are also gonna be running it. So it's really good. I like Overworked. One Shadow Imprisoned Mirrors for those rogue matchups, Inzectors, Dark Worlds, all that type of jazz. You know, Shadow Imprisoned Mirror is good. Negate all dark monsters effects. Negate all dark monster effects activated on the field or in the grave. The only thing that this doesn't stop against Dark Worlds is the summoning of Grapha. They can still summon Grapha because it's a summoning condition to bounce it back. So don't get confused. That's not an effect, that's a summoning condition. So don't get confused. And for the last one, Debunk. Negate an activation of an effect monster that activates in the hand or in the graveyard and remove it from play. What I don't like about this card is that it's super costly. It's $6 for one trap card. I don't like that. I really miss Soul Drain. Soul Drain is the one that negates anything that happened in the grave or in the Vanish Zone, but whatever. So yeah, guys, that's basically my list for siding this format. Tell me what you guys think. I really want to hear more side deck options. I mean, for me and for anybody else that watches this video, that looks in the comment section down below. I would really appreciate someone that would comment, you know, something, be like, oh, hey, this is a good card, and I would like a why. Why is it good? Why do you think it's good? What decks is it good against? And all those type of cards. Oh, and I almost forgot. Like I said, Ghost Strix, you know, with the Reverse Buster. There's also one more card, Light of Intervention. Monsters cannot be set face down, which that right there just fucks them over. Monsters set in defense position are normal summoned in face up defense position. It's a pretty good card. I mean, self-explanatory, I guess. Ghost Strix are also a very control based deck. So yeah. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this discussion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This has been Oblivion. Catch you guys later. Deuces.